Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNJesus, and today we'll be doing some Dominaria United drafts. Yeah, and I know I haven't uploaded in a while. School's just started for me, and it's been a challenge to get videos out. The last video I tried to record did not turn out very good because I tried to record it, and the first video, like the drafting portion, did not record. So, I am here now, and I hope you enjoy the video. Here in Pack 1 Pick 1, our rare is Sulphurous Springs. Very useless. It's like even worse than the dual lands because they don't have the basic land type, which is actually important. Phoenix Chick is cute if we want to go for an aggro deck, but I think I like just taking like a Molten Tributary and just go into like a domain deck. Yavimaya Sojourner is really not that great, to say the least. And here, there's a Knight of Dawn's Light, 2/2 first strike, already pretty good. It can pump itself, giving a +1/+1 until end of turn. And if you gain life, gain that much life +1 instead. Pretty decent. Balduvian Berserker, pretty bad, I assume. 3 mana for a 1/3 that deals 1 damage when it dies, or more if you enlist. Garna. That feels like pretty strong, especially for an aggressive deck. Yeah, Garna looks pretty good. Or we could just take like another land. Keep going into, because like taking lands is actually pretty high on the list of stuff you want to take in the domain deck. So do we want to do domain, or do you want to just maybe speculate on Garna aggro? Let's speculate on Garna aggro. As we get Vishino Branch Rider. 1/1 with haste, has fire breathing for 3 mana, and enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it if it was kicked. Which is fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. There's a Flowstone Infusion, cheap removal. Basically a shock to a creature that can also be used as a pump spell, if needed. Tolarian Geyser, probably one of the best commons, I would assume. As a 3 mana, return target creature, and draw a card. And you can also gain some life. But I think I want to stick with this Garna and see how that deck goes. So we just take Vishino Branch Rider, and maybe have like a Wooded Ridgeline or something to maybe splash that kicker. And here, Thran Portal. And I'm not really a big fan of that. There's Queen Alenal of Rudak, which cares about tokens and gets really big the more creatures you have. Founding the Third Path doesn't seem that great. Yeah, nothing in this pack really seems that great. We could take Queen and maybe move into some token stuff. I don't hate it over taking like Mirror's Outrider or Battle Rage Blessing. Yeah. Speculate on tokens. And here we get Coalition Warbrute. Pretty good enlist creatures. A 3/4 trample. Great way to utilize enlist. There's that Wooded Ridgeline I was talking about to help splash the kicker. But I like the good enlist card over like a Vine Shaper Prodigy. Or Protecting Negotiators if we want to like go into that. But I don't think we do. Just take Coalition Warbrute. And now a Keldon Strike Team, a 3/1 with haste that you can kick if you have some white mana to create some 1/1 Light Soldiers. This cares if another creature you control dies. So it doesn't care if it's a token or non-token. So that's really good. Battlefly Swarm could also be good. Or Bone Splinter is just a really good removal spell. Huh. I don't really know here. I feel like Keldon Strike Team is really good, and Hammerhead Hand is as well. But I think I like the the Battlefly Swarm as a cheap creature that we can swing with. Well, now we're punished, because now we see another Battlefly Swarm. Oh well, can't win them all. And here, there's a Furious Bellow as a good combat trick. Shoulders Restoration. If this spell is kicked, gain life equal, otherwise you lose as much life. That seems pretty bad. 4 mana reanimate and lose life equal to its mana value. That's kind of like the whole point of cheating on out a creature with reanimation. Yeah, just take the combat trick, the Furious Bellow. Works really well with Coalition Warbrute. And here, there's Timely Interference, really good combat trick. There's still Urg, Spawn of Turg in the deck, or in the pack, which is pretty good, but we'll take Hammerhand Head instead. Hammerhand? Yeah, Hammerhand instead. Balduvian Berserker. Do we really want to play that? I mean, we do want it to die with Garna, especially in combat, so I guess it could be playable. And also, it can turn our aggro creatures into something useful later, so I don't hate it. Wooded Ridgeline here helps splash the kicker. Thrill of Possibility. Founding Third Path isn't really worth it. Shadow Prophecy, I guess. Like, we have an island mountain and a forest mountain. So it could just be like a 3 mana instant speed draw 2, lose 2. Or it could be like a kind of a cheaper dark bargain. Depends. But yeah, pack 1's not looking that bad. We do need some good 2-drops. But our 1-drops are looking pretty decent. These evasive creatures are really good. Ashino Branch Rider is a really good one. And Hammerhand, last pick, pretty good. I see Hammerhand as kind of like a what do you call it? A cartouche of Zeal from like the Amonkhet Remastered, but without the cartouche part, which makes, and there's none of the trials to use it with, so it makes it a little worse. But I guess in the set it's pretty aggressive, so could be good. Here there's a Hurler Cyclops, a 5/4. You can pay a mana, sacrifice to deal 1 damage to any target. Or a Toxic Abomination, just a really aggressive creature. I kind of like taking the Toxic Abomination. Like, sure, you lose 2 life for a 3/2, but it's still a very aggressive card. And Hurler Cyclops is fine, it's not amazing. Our rare, by the way, is the Phasing of Zhalfir, which is a board wipe, but not amazing. We'll just take Toxic Abomination over, like, Hurler Cyclops, followed by maybe Urborg's Repossession. And what is this? The Cruelty of Jix? Jix? I don't know how to pronounce that. Read ahead. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature or planeswalker. The player discards a card. Search your library for... So, a Thoughtseize effect followed by a Grim Tutor. Put target creature card from your graveyard. Okay, so... This can just be at worst a 5 mana reanimate spell. Which isn't horrible, but I think I'd rather just take Phyrexian Rager over it, or Flowstone Kavu, but preferably the Rager. It just replaces itself, is really good. And here's a Phyrexian Warhorse. Enters battlefield, it was kicked, create a 1/1, and sacrifice another creature. It gets +2/+1. So that is fine, I guess. It's not amazing. Geothermal Bog is perfect mana fixing. Coalition Warbrute would be great as well, but I think I like the perfect mana fixing here over anything. Because lands are going to be harder to come by in this set. As we get past another Geothermal Bog. Do we have anything that requires white? No. So Sunlit Marsh isn't that important. We could take another Bog, but I think we'd rather go light on the tap lands and just take the Coalition Warbrute as another 4-drop. And here, there's a Goblin Picker or a Tribute to Urborg. I kind of like the Tribute to Urborg as just a -2/-2 effect at instant speed. Micromancer is a really interesting card. Haunted Mire could also be a good, reasonable pick here. We'll just take the Tribute as a cheap removal spell. Toxic Abomination, don't mind if I do. Sunlit Grove, Idyllic Beachfront. Or both fine. And here we get a Withering Necromass. How many creatures do we have? 10 creatures out of our 19. So half of our things are creatures. Not bad. Hero's Heirloom. As long as the creature's legendary, it gets trample and haste. And it's not that great. Bone Splinter. I think I like the Cult Conscript. Because we don't have any skeletons yet, right? Yeah, no skeletons. So this is pretty good as an aggressive card. And let's see. Smash a Dust. Destroy target creature with Defender. There is a Defender theme. Destroy target artifact. Deal 1 damage to each creature your opponent control. I don't think that's really playable. I think I like the Pilfer here. Is just Thoughtseize effect. I can like help take our opponent's big bomb stuff. Here, the Hurler Cyclops Wheel. Don't mind if I do. Great way to sacrifice stuff. And here, Battle Rage Blessing, just as another combat trick. Death Touch and Indestructible. Make sure not only does it live, but it also kills the creature. Yeah, I like that. Just a good combat trick. Bone Splinters here. Really good removal spell. We'll take that. Sunlit Marsh if we do get a white, and also adds to our domain with Shadow Prophecy. So yeah, the deck is coming along pretty good. I'm still questionable about Shadow Prophecy though in the first place. But everything else looks pretty good. And what better card could you wish for than Liliana of the Veil in an aggressive deck? Yeah. Liliana of the Veil, if you're not familiar with it, and you don't play Modern, it's a 1 and a black to plus each player discards a card, which is fine, minus target opponent sacrifices creature, so it's removal, and 6, you can separate all your opponent's permanents into 2 piles, and the player chooses 1 pile and sacrifices the other. So it is super powerful, and on turn, 3 mana planeswalkers are always super powerful. There's Hurloon Battle Hymn, which is fine, but nothing can beat this planeswalker.
Something suspicious is going on. And for once, it's not my fault.
Yeah, for once, it's not your fault, Liliana. Here, we can take a Phyrexian Rager, or we can take another 2-drop in Yavimaya Steel Crusher, which is just a really good 2-drop. I think I like taking the Rager. No, we need the 2-drop with Steel Crusher. And also can trade off pretty well. And here we get Knight of Dusk's Shadow. Really good. Or Aggressive Sabotage. Both of those are great. But I think I like the Knight as a 2/2 menace. And can pump itself. I prefer the First Striker one, but that one's also pretty good too. And now we get a Phyrexian Rager. Don't mind if I do. Gitu Applemancer can be fine if you have enough instant sorceries, but we'll just take the Rager. Try and push ourselves more to black as we get a Phyrexian Rager number 3 over a Haunted Mire. Don't mind if I do. Tattered Apparition is just a 2/2 flyer. Or Phyrexian Vivisector. I think I like taking the 2-drop here just to fill out our curve a bit better. And we can get another Toxic Abomination over Fires of Victory. Which is just a cheap removal spell that deals damage with the number of cards you have in hand. Which is fine, but with Liliana, we're not going to have too many cards in hand, and we're super aggressive, so we'll just take Toxic Abomination number 3. Yavimaya Steel Crusher, don't mind if I do. So yeah, the deck is looking pretty good. I'm questionable about this Thrill of Possibility. And like maybe one hammer hand can be kicked off to the curb. How many combat tricks do we have? We've got Battle Rage's Blessing and Furious Bellow. Gitu Amplifier or a Molten Tributary. I guess if there's something that cares about blue, we might want to play that. Battlefly Swarm. 1/1 evasive creature that can be sacrificed. And we can just give it Death Touch if we need to. So, pretty good. But yeah, Liliana, what a pull to get. Couldn't have asked for anything better. And aggressive sabotage on the wheel. Perfect. This deck looks so much better than I expected it to be. Like, I've been just doing domain stuff in my free time, but this looks actually super good. Maybe we play the Molten Tributaries because we have the Tributor Borg. But I think it's fine as just a 2-man, -2/-2 effect. Yeah, I'm fine playing it like that. So I don't think we want to play the Molten Tributaries, especially because 1, they take up red land slots, and 2, they're tapped. Which, as an aggressive deck, we do not want tap lands. And what about the green? Yeah, I think the same argument goes for the Wooded Ridgeline, where we just cut it. But yeah, the deck looks super sweet. Now let's figure out what we cut. Shadow Prophecy is just going to be a draw 2, lose 2, so I don't think I like that. Let's see our combat tricks. Battle Rage Blessing. Removal over here. Pilfer. Tribute. Furious Bellow. Thrill I think we can cut. Aggressive Sabotage. Just, I guess, some hand disruption, so I guess removal. So yeah, our removal isn't that bad. Liliana can count as a removal too. I think we can count 1 Hammerhead, or Hammerhand. I don't know why I think it's Hammerhead. Garna wants to be leaning more red, but Liliana wants to be leaning more black, so I don't really know what to feel about this. Alright, we can cut 1 Battlefly Swarm. 1 Battle Rage Blessing. I mean, Death Touch and Indestructibles is good, but I think our creatures are big enough that we don't need to give them Death Touch. So we can cut 1 Battle Rage. Or the Battle Rage Blessing. And then, what else do we cut? Balduvian Berserker. I mean, it's cute, but I don't think we really want to play it. Yeah, let's just cut the Balduvian Berserker. What about Bone Splinters? Like, we've got Battlefly Swarm, Cult Conscript, and that's it in the way of sacrifice fodder. Like, maybe Phyrexian Ranger, but I don't think I like playing Bone Splinters. Yeah, and then we just cut, like, a land. Play it like this. I do like it. And let's... Silly Lili. Well, Silly Lili, it's time to kick some butt. Silly Lili of the Villy. Well, without further ado, let's jump into some games and see how the deck does. On the play, with the super aggressive hand, I love it, we'll keep. Turn 1, Swarm, turn 2, Crusher, turn 3, Liliana. All looks really good. And if they don't have a creature, we can just plus. Otherwise, we'll probably force them to sacrifice. 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 Get off with a Swarm. I was told in the comments at one point that my sound wasn't that good, so I decided to up it. Hopefully, it doesn't sound that bad. I'll try and check the video for this afterwards and see how it sounds. They play Blains. What you got for me? Night of Dawn's Light. Yeah, no. No, no, no. Say hello to my little friend.
Nobody knows Dominaria. Off you go.
Say hello to my little friend, Liliana of the Veil. Exile target creature. No! Liliana! You did nothing to them!
It's not fun when they hit back.
Sorry, I mean, you did something to them, but yeah, you're right. It isn't fun when they hit back. It's never fun when they hit back. Meanies. They play a Crystal Grotto, scry 1. What you got? A Griffin Protector. Annoying, but fine. Move combat soon with everything. If they block, we Tribute. If not, we cast Hurler. Do you block and think we have a combat trick? Oh, you block. Tribute. Pass the turn. Maybe we should play the land there, but I feel like we want to hold it in case of, like, I'm not a way to discard cards. Oh, okay, they play Elos Ilkor. Well, that's annoying. And a Mesa Cavalier. Gain some life. Hey, wait a second. You're not allowed to gain life. Hammer Hand. Pretty good. I'll move to combat. Swing with everything. I'm willing to trade for anything here. Mesa Cavalier for the Steel Crusher. Because this can only destroy artifacts. Which, if we could blow up the Citizen's Arrest, we would have. We will play a Hurler Cyclops here. Pass the turn. It's just a 5/4/5. It's not even that good. Just don't read the text. Oh, no. They extinguish the light. Okay, they swing in. Good for them. We'll swing in back. And pass a turn. Our combat tricks and protection spells aren't doing that good at the moment. Or not unblockable spell, but we'll see what they do. They play a Coalition Sky Knight. Gain a life. And swing in, sure. My turn. Steel Crusher. This gives haste? Yeah, haste. Let's see. Can we kill them right now? Hammer Hand. Give it haste. That is nearly lethal. I think it's worth the Furious Bellow. Bottom the land. And bring them down to 1. I mean, they do gain a life if they play a creature with their LS Ilkor. But we're fine. And we have a lot of good top decks. Sadly, Hurler Cyclops is not one of them, because then we would just kill them. And wouldn't that be something? But yeah, life gain deck is annoying. They play a Shalai's Acolyte. They go to 2. Come on, another Hammerhead hand. Toxic Abomination, pretty decent. We'll play that. Another lethal threat. No attacks, pass the turn. Imagine if Liliana was in play. Would have been so good. They play a Tower. Yeah, that's a lot of flyers. They go to 3. And Argivian Phalanx for 1 mana. Go to 4. No, they keep gaining life, and it's keep being mean. Do we trade? Yeah, I think it's just too much to deal with. Lose a life. And we draw Cult Conscripts. Well, move to combat. Enlist with Steel Crusher using the Toxic Abomination. Does Enlist specify a non-attacking creature? You may tap a non-attacking creature. Well, they're forced to block here with the Cult Conscript. So it can get to 4. We'll play a Cult Conscript. Pass the turn. So let's see, what do you do? Leyline Binding. Well, that's lethal. Good game. Yeah, we were so close. We put them at 1. We just couldn't get the job done. GG's. On to the next game. Oh well. On the draw here, this hand looks aggressive, so we'll keep it. Turn 1 Conscript, turn 2 Abomination. And we have Tribute to Urborg as a decent removal spell. Okay, Yavimaya Steel Crusher is fine, but we'll lead off with the Abomination as it's more aggressive. Play a land, they cast a Rager. Pass, swing with everything. They trade with the Abomination, sure, that's fine. We'll cast a Steel Crusher. Pass the turn. They play a land, and what you got? What are you? Eerie Soul Tender. Exile, return another creature from your graveyard to your hand. That seems kind of bad. I'm not sure how to feel about this. But I do know how I feel about smacking our opponent. And the answer is always yes. And then we'll play a Rager. Draw a card, lose a life. Pass a turn. And we even have Lili mana if we draw it. Draw her. They play a Rager. Draw a card, lose a life. Yeah, keep losing life, OP. Keep losing life. We'll tribute to Urborg. Into Battlefly Swarm. Swing in for 4. And pass. This. They cast a Toxic Abomination. Oh, perfect. That helps us. Into Splatter Goblin. That's annoying. Well, let's aggressively sabotage them. Deals 3 damage to them. Maybe we should Furious Bellow instead, but I feel like this is more mana efficient, so if we want to do something else next turn. Swing for 1. Yeah, we probably should have Furious Bellowed there instead, in case they have a removal spell. Or something with Reach. Yep. Punished hard. But let's play Hurler Cyclops. That should put our opponent at bay. Another Marius Outrider, but that just means they're dead. GG's. Good game. Aggro got there. So yeah, that was definitely a misplay. We should have Furious Bellowed first, and then, since that's direct damage and doesn't require having a creature that can be unblocked, we should have Furious Bellowed instead. But it were all worked out in the end. On to the next game. On the play, this hand, although doesn't have any red cards either, so we'll keep it. Lead off with the Battlefly Swarm into Knight of Dusk's Shadow and just start swinging. I'm not sure which one's better, Knight of Dusk's Shadow or the white Knight with First Strike. We draw a Coalition Warbrute, so if we draw a red source, this becomes really good. Aggressive Sabotage also looks really good if we draw a red source. Instead, we draw a red spell. Not what we were hoping for. We'll pump with Knight. Get that extra damage. Pass the turn. They draw a land into an automatic Librarian. Sure thing. Well, we can just keep on swinging. Come on, red source. Come on, red source. I know you want to be there. So, draw you. Plus side, we can pump the Knight. Not just once, but twice. Or do you just want Tribute? Just hold up Tribute. Yeah, let's just hold Tribute and pass. Let's hit me with your best shot, OP. If they swing... Okay, sure, we'll take it. Into Coalition Warbrute. Now, sad we took 3 damage for free, but oh well. We got extra information. Okay. Phyrexian Rager, don't mind if I do. Red source? We have a lot of life loss in this deck, I just noticed. 3 Phyrexian Ragers, 2 Toxic Abominations. That's like, what? 9 life on its own? They play a Hurler Cyclops, sure thing. Come on, red source. Please, a red source. Red source. Rager, come on, red source after that. Then we can just win. Steel Crusher. Useless! Swing for 1. Pass. All we want for Christmas is a red mana. A red mana. Just a red mana. All I want for Christmas is a red manna. And I can wish you Merry Christmas. It's not even Christmas yet. It's like barely the end of summer. They cast a kick, scout the wilderness, so they have no mana to hold up for Battlefly Swarm. Swing with the Warbrute, tap the Cyclops, maybe. Enlist, yeah. That's not how Enlist works. I'm sorry. You can't tap creatures that are summoning sick. Come on! Where's the red mana? We want to hold aggressive sabotages and burn. So we'll just play Abomination. Swing for 1. And pass the turn. They Jaya's Fire NATO that. Annoying. If we draw a red source, we win. Well, in 2 turns, but we win. So just draw a red source. I mean, actually, they can just hurl our Cyclops or Battlefly Swarm in response. So unless they tap out, then we get to do stuff. But still, Yavimaya Iron Icon Iconoclast? Yavimaya Iconoclast. Interesting. They enlist. Tapping a 1/1. Yeah, sure. We'll block with some Ragers. We just want to preserve our life total until we can land this. Get the pump. And we just did. Scry land on top, sure. And next turn, they are dead. I'm too lazy to spell at the moment. D-E-A-D, dead. We can chump block with Toxic Abomination. They can throw a 1/1 at Battlefly Swarm. That is fine by me. Let's just hope they don't have, like, the kicked creature that creates some 1/1s if it was kicked. That have haste, because that would mean that we have to block Hurler Cyclops, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that we still live from that. Shivan Devastator, on the other hand, that's scary. Well, I know what we're chump blocking with. That's 13 damage exactly, so we will just chump block Hurler Cyclops, because if we block the Ironclast, they still trample over for a bit, and then we just can be pinged if they have a land. Land, and I hope to aggressively sabotage your face. Good game? Good game. They had Colossal Growth in hand as well as a pump spell. Which, does that give trample? Hold on, I want to see the battlefield. Let's see. Gives +3/+3. Okay, if it was kicked. Couldn't they have just... Hold on, let me see. They cast this for 3 instead of 5. We block there. Swim with everything. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. -2, and then +4. Yeah, we would have just been dead if they played it right. I mean, glad they didn't see the line, but wow, we were close. GG's. On to the next game. On the draw here, the Geothermal Bog is a little odd in his hand, but I think we keep it. We'll lead off with the Swarm. Pass the turn. Next turn we can cast a Knight of Dusk's Shadow. Vishino Branch Strider is pretty decent. It's just a 1/1 haste, aggressive card. Hammer Hand's looking pretty decent soon. And Garna is like a great payoff for us at the moment. We'll probably next turn cast Phyrexian Vivisector. Play the Bog. If they have like a creature that's like pretty big, play an Order Ranger, that's fine. Do you want to Vivisector Hammer Hand? Or just Vivisector or tap land, pass. I like Vivisector, tap land, swing. Because the Hammer Hand can be used to get this through with Menace. Thank you, Menace from Knight of Dust Shadow. See, Menace is superior to First Strike. In every way. Except some ways, but you get what I mean. Next turn, do we run out Garna? Or do we... Okay, they bite down. We get a Scry one, though. Get us closer to Liliana. Don't really want a War Brute. Like, if we draw land, it's fine with Hammer Hand, but I don't think I want it, preferably. I'd rather just, like, Garna stuff. Okay, they swing in. Wow. We're the aggro deck over here, man. I guess they might have, like, Lightning Strike held up. If that's the case, then we don't really want to route Garna, but, eh. If this eats a Lightning Strike, I'll be very sad. Okay, no Lightning Strike, no Artillery Blasts. They might have an Artillery Blast as well, so they might just be holding it for Garna. And they have green, black, red, and white. They cast an Ironclast. What the... Oh, the Carpus... Oh, they don't even have red. That's the Carplucin Forest. That is a pain land. Ha. OP. You're losing, I think, right? Probably. So they swing at us. We go to 10. We play branch. Oh, they don't. So they kicked it for just dealing damage to themselves? Why? Hammerhand. They show that they didn't have the Lightning Strike last turn. Otherwise, they would have used it on Garna. So we're safe to play that. We'll play a Vishino Branch Rider. And do we Tribute, or do we hold mana to pump Vishino? I like just swinging in and pumping Vishino. This is strange. We'll let it happen. See what they do. Ah, Take Up Shield. Would be a shame if we had a -2/-2 effect to kill your creature. That explains what they were doing. Okay. So, glad we played it like that, instead of just instantly tributing. Otherwise, their creature would have lived. But, we are still pretty happy. Yeah, that block was definitely suspicious. And they still do not have red mana that doesn't pain them. Which is pretty good for us, but the red splash might be just for kicker. And then just pass. Hurl or Cyclops could be good. Move to combat. Swing with everything. If they block the Vivisector, we scry one and draw a card. With Garna. Okay, they stall for time. Sure. Now we don't feel as good swimming with everything. So we'll just swing in with the Branch Rider. They don't kick stall for time as well, so it's just a slow, just tap them down for a turn. We pump the Branch Rider, and it trades. Unless they have another Take Up Shield. Okay, Colossal Growth. Annoying, but we still get to scry one and draw a card. Conscript. Now that is a good card to see. Conscript. And we can get a lot of value from our Hurler Cyclops if we draw land. Prayer of Binding. Hey, that gains life. Stab it. Get some help. And then they just pass. We draw a land. Move to combat, swing for 1, because we want our creatures alive for this Cyclops to utilize them. Roll our Cyclops, pass a turn. Next turn we can like swing with everything and do some fun stuff. So my Herbalist. And then we can just shoot the Herbalist. Let's see. Shoot the Herbalist, sacrificing Cult Conscript. Trigger, we scry 1. Phyrexian Rager, the perfect card. They stall for time. And they tap their own Herbalist to gain a life and scry 1. That's actually kind of cool. Nice move there. We'll move to combat and swing with everything. If they trade with the Vivisector, I am happy for that. Because then we get to scry 1, keep the Phyrexian Rager on top. Return the Cult Conscript. Sacrifice it to deal 1 damage here. Play a land and return Cult Conscript again. And pass the turn. This and Hurler Cyclops is just a really fun loop. Like, sacrifice 1 creature. So, just to start off for 1 mana, and then the rest is history. They Juniper Order Ranger, put a counter on itself. Play a land, and pass the turn. Well, move to combat, swing with everything. They can block the conscript, sure. And go down to 3. We will play a Rager. Draw a card and lose life. A land. That's actually really good, because now we can sacrifice the Battlefly Swarm, 1 damage to their face. The Phyrexian Rager, 1 damage to their face. Bring back the Cult Conscript. And sacrifice the Cult Conscript for the final point of damage. Good game. Just took a bit of math there, but no pressure. On to the next game. On the play, this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. A single land makes this hand super good. Otherwise, it's still pretty good. With only 1 3-drop, and we can cast everything else. There's a Toxic Abomination. Do we want to lead off with that or the Knight? I think we lead off with Abomination. More aggressive, even though the Menace is also helpful. They cast a Goblin Picker. Land is good. We'll swing in for 3. They trade. And we'll play a Rager. Look at that. We've already dealt 3 damage to us. We're winning, right? The lower our life total, the faster the game goes. That's how it works, right? Ooh. That's scary. Move to combat. Swing for 2. Yeah, Tribute to Urborg. Can't kill that. It's -2/-2 isn't enough. They take it. Well, we'll cast a Toxic Abomination to block it. And a Knight of Dusk's Shadow. Toxic can block it very easily. And either channel... Hey, whoa. Don't you bounce my Toxic Abomination. It already cost me so much life. Please, stop it. I need some help. I need some help and some health, so stop. They swing, and do they hit? You can't enlist. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. They miss. We draw land. Swing. They take it. Second main phase, cast Toxic Abomination into a Steel Break Crusher. And pass the turn. A 2/2 enlist is pretty good by itself. They cast Impulse. That takes them pretty deep. I have a Turbo Fog deck, and I was so happy to see Impulse at a cheaper version, but then I realized, oh, I already bought the deck. I was going to play so much Limited and get so many Impulses. I didn't have to buy none. Oh well. They swing in with the Flame Sage and enlist. Or are you gonna enlist? Okay, so they enlist. And see if they can hit 4. No, they just miss. Block with the Abomination. Do you have like a Furious Bellow or something? Nope, you just trade off. Cool. And a Flowstone Infusion. Annoying, but fine. Phyrexian Vivisector. Kill a creature now or forever hold your peace. They go to 10. We pass a turn. With Combat Trick and Removal Spell, hand in hand. They thrill, discarding a Crystal Grotto. Who knew that a card just needed to add enters the battlefield, scry 1, and then it's playable? I still don't think it's playable myself, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's tribute to Urborg, the Aether Channeler. Just kill that. Moved combat, swing with everything. And whatever they block, we Furious Bellow. Toxic, we've already lost too much life. I can't risk taking any more. And they go to 6. We pass. Their Tolarian Terror is terrorized. They Timely Interference, just a cantrip. And they concede. GG's. I'm liking this deck. I really didn't expect much from this until we saw the Liliana. Like, I thought it was just going to be, oh, some memes and fun stuff, but it turns out it's actually powerful. On to the next game, I guess. On the draw here, this hand looks pretty sweet, with removal into creature. So bring on the games. They play an island and pass. We play a swamp and pass. They have the pretty lands, too. They're so pretty. We'll lead off with a Branch Rider. Oh, so they have the Vortex, so they have a bounce. So if they hold up 1 mana and they don't use it, it's because there's a blue spell that's basically an unsummon. Say hello to Liliana of the Veil. Yeah, good card. So I hear anyway. Would you like to bounce your own creature back to your hand? Or sacrifice it? They sacrifice it.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yes, Liliana, sacrifices must be made. In your case, it'll be you. Oh yeah, also Timely Interference could also be something. Interestingly, they didn't save themselves a point of damage. That'll probably matter later, right? It will, knowing how magic works. That 1 damage is going to kill them. So, if we plus, and if we, like, don't draw a land, we just get to discard Hurler Cyclops. Like, it's fine, but with this hand, I feel like we'd rather just discard it. I mean, we'll see what we draw with, or we could just play Coalition Warbrute, yeah. Let's plus. Discard a card, please. We'll discard our Hurler Cyclops.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
They discard Impede Movement. It's a sorcery, and with only a 1/1 in play, it's not that good. We'll swing in, and they Timely Interference correctly this time. It's a good card. It's a cantrip at worst that also saves them a point of damage. And at best, it's a really good combat trick or a way to kill a creature. It's like Startle, but better, because it's 1 mana. Or 3 mana and a removal spell if you want it to be. We will plus here. And discard our land, since we don't really need it.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Move to combat. Swing with everything. They take it. Second main phase, cast a Rager. Infinite Rage. No! Fires! Why would you do such thing?
I know when I'm not wanted.
I know, right, Liliana? You and me both. You and me both. They are so rude. So, next turn we can Vivisector and Tribute, or Vivisector and Furious Bellow. Depends on how things go. And if they play like a 3-power creature that we don't really want a Furious Bellow, or a 3-toughness creature, 3-power, like a 3-3, we can enlist with Coalition Warbrute. Enlist is a really interesting mechanic, and I don't feel like it's amazing. It just feels interesting. I guess I have a lot of lands if they wanted to let the Liliana discard effect resolve. We'll play the Vivisector and swing in. We might have the red board wipe, so I think we just pass the turn here. The red, that's all, yeah, Temporal Firestorm, that's what I was thinking. So, playing the Vivisector I'm fine with, because we get a bunch of scrying now. Phyrexian Rager is good, but do we want it? No, I don't think so. I think we can do better. Sorry, Phyrexian Rager, I just said no to you. Battlefly Swarm, also don't really want. Land, don't really want. So yeah, we'll scry all to the bottom. And Garna, perfect. Glad we scryed -4. And do they have another timely interference? Or is it just the bounce? So, Garna looks really good right now. Let's see. Hit me with your best shot. Actually, please don't. Micromancer. Interesting. Flowstone Infusion? I mean, sure. Doesn't mean much to me. I mean, considering they have double timely interference and double flowstone. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, Knight of Dusk's Shadow and Toxic Abomination. How do you feel about this? Oh, by the way, good luck blocking the menace creature when we have removal in hand for any 2 toughness creatures you play. But yeah, double Flowstone Infusion, double timely interference. Their deck actually kind of looks pretty sweet for an aggressive deck. Exile, target instant sorcery, you may cast the copy. So they just skip to the 3rd chapter to kill the Knight of Dusk's Shadow. Annoying, but we'll live. And Tolarian Terror. Okay, never mind, we won't live. Well, let's pilfer, see the last card. Takey, takey. Oh, okay. It's a good card. We pass the turn. You know, on the plus side, we force them to use it then, so. Can't call it a loss. But dang, we've dug deep. We also have a bunch of Fire Ragers on the bottom. Battle Ragers. I just saw fires and thought Fire Ragers. Do we tribute our own creature to prevent them from drawing a card? Yeah. No, we don't. It only deals 1 damage. This is why fires, I feel, is bad. Because it only is a good card if you have cards in hand. So it's only a good early removal spell. So they just played a 5 mana to draw a card, and that's where it's bad. Swinging for 3. They block with a Micromancer. We will tribute it to Urborg. And play a Bog. Pass a turn. Hopefully we have some good draws, because I'm not sure we do. Yavimaya Steel Crusher, I guess, is fine. We can trade off with the Berserker. And now it's the top deck war. Who can draw better? How many lands have we seen? Swinging for 2, cast a Conscript, pass a turn. Let's see, we've seen 1 land, 2 land, 3 land. Swing, they trade with the Crusher. They draw a card. But yeah, I'm afraid we're going to start flooding. Because, like, we've seen only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 lands out of our 16. So we've only seen half our lands. And we've seen much more than half of our deck. So we have 1, 2, so 8 lands and minus 5. So we have 6 spells and 8 lands to draw. Those aren't good odds, if you ask me. But we'll see where we can go with this. Who knows? Maybe we get lucky. They pass. Toxic Abomination. So we do run 3 Toxic Abominations. Let's see, what you got? A Cleaver Sky Rider. I mean, pretty good. We can just reanimate the Conscript if they block. So I'm fine with them blocking. This is not a skeleton, right? Yep, it's not. Turn on the Conscript. Cast an Abomination. And just like that, we're back on board. So they've stalled for 1 turn. Oh. No. No! Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh. These are really lucky for us to keep drawing spells. I don't... Thank you, RNGesus. Just thank you. Like, we just have such a low chance of drawing spells, and yet we keep drawing them. They can kill a Conscript. We'll just return it. Oh, wait, we can't return it. Never mind. Oh. Thank you, RNGesus. They just had lands in hand. Good game. Whew, close one, yeah. So all of our lands were just at the bottom of the deck, and that's what we wanted. GG's. On to the next game. On the draw here, this hand looks fine. Got 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Or a better 2-drop. Depends on how we feel. Do you want to go Knight of Dusk's Shadow or Toxic Abomination? I don't play a creature, so let's lead off with the Knight of Dusk's Shadow, because it's going to be harder to block. Play a land. Pass a turn. We'll swing for 2. And then play a Rager. Sure, Toxic Abomination, Branch Rider there would have been fine as well, but I think we'd rather go Rager here. Especially now that we draw another Rager. So next turn we can Branch Rider or Rager if they don't play a creature. They play a Vine Shaper Prodigy. Okay, that's fine. So it just replaces itself. Trade off with my Rager. Well, they paid more mana for theirs, so ours is better, obviously. Swing. And the less creatures they have, the better for us. Let's Yavimaya Steelbreaker into Feral or Toxic Abomination. Because the 3-drop or the 2-drops unloading that is better for me, I believe. Especially if we like draw a red source, because then we can aggressively sabotage. We draw a land. So let's cast a Phyrexian Rager. They might have the 1 mana pump spell that does a bunch. I don't remember everything, but it does stuff. And we'll play a Phyrexian Vivisector. Moves combat. Swing with the Knight and Enlist. Tapping the Abomination. The +1/+1 for each basic land, so they might have that, which would suck. But we still get the Scry 1 out of it if they do. So, I don't hate it if they have it. Plus, that's one less card for them to have when we sabotage them. Magnigoth Sentry. Do you block? They do not. Enlist actually doing something. It's kind of cool. They play green source. And we got a big board too, so if we draw a red source, we can just Vishino Branch Rider, aggressively sabotage, or just pump. Knight of the Dusk Shadow is probably their biggest problem. Yeah, as they have a tail swipe. Scry 1. Maybe they had that, but I'm not sure why they didn't play it then. Ooh, Cult Conscript could be good. Let's keep the Cult Conscript. I like it. And Niall Aeronaut. I'm not going to just end the Aeronaut. Let's Branch Rider. Move to combat. Enlist. And do we swing with the Toxic Abomination? The Phyrexian Rager and the Vishino? Like, they'll block. Here, take 5. Yeah, I like that, actually. Tap the Vivisector. Trigger. Or, not trigger, but I honestly like if they just do that and block with the Sentry. Yeah, they go to 6. We scry 2. We don't want to land, especially non-red source. Same for that. And we'll cast a Rager. Draw a card. Pilfer looks pretty good. And a Cult Conscript. Just play like a big spell here, and then we can just sabotage you. Territorial Maru. Perfect. And now they're just dead. Good games. Sabotage. Just some white stuff. Anointed Peacekeeper. Pretty decent. But that is game. GG's. On to the next one. I believe that's the final boss next, right? Let's see. Yeah, we're already nearly 7 wins. Wow, I did not expect to get here that fast. Well, on to the final boss. This hand looks pretty good. We'll keep, although the tap land is not ideal with this Branch Rider. I think turn 2 Pilfer, turn 3 Rager looks good just to slow them down. Wait a second. Tiny Bones? Tiny Bones is on Dominaria? I love Tiny Bones! I just read the flavor text. I'm like, Tiny Bones. It exists. Here they have Herd Migration. Domain, discard, search your library for a basic land card, reveal, put it in your hand, gain 3 life. So that fetches black mana, which we do not want, so we'll take the Herd Migration. Pass the turn, they can cast the Ironclast. And then we can just tribute it and Branch Rider. Or we can just actually Rager instead. I kind of like the Rager instead. Sure, they can like bite down, whatever, but that's fine. And if they even like hold it up as an instant speed in case they want to see what else we have, then, yeah, so be it. They kill the Rager, sure. Now we Knight of Dusk Legion into Tribute to Urborg. Pass the turn. And they're stuck on mana. Pretty good for us, pretty bad for them. I think we Phyrexian Rager, see what we draw. Draw a red source. Let's pump the knight. Yeah, let's just pump the knight. It's more mana efficient. And we don't reveal we have the Branch Rider just yet. And they miss yet another land. Coalition Warbrute. Pump the knight. Okay, maybe playing the Branch Rider there would have been better, because now we could have just done some better stuff. But here, now we can just pump this twice, so who knows, maybe this is correct. Swing in, and I believe that is game. GG's. Taking out the final boss with one discard spell. Good game. So, Rakdos Aggro. It's a fun deck. It's a strong deck, and it is fast. Ooh, that Liliana pack 3 was super good. And as the first draft on the channel for this set, I feel pretty happy with it. I'm sad that you guys didn't see my domain deck, but oh well. You get to see a pack 3 Silly Lily and do some fun stuff with it. If you enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means so much to me, and it means so much for the channel. And I hope you enjoy the content a lot. It means a lot. And I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out. P.S. Say hello to Johnny, and also Planeswalker stuff. Yeah, fun times.